woke up around 3 a.m. and I couldn't fall back asleep, no matter how hard I tried. Have you ever had that happen to you? Oh, the thoughts just kept going through my head, and the more I tried to sleep, the more I couldn't. And silly me, don't ask me why, the subject of my thoughts was our crazy and ridiculous and pathetic economy, of all things. And so I just kept thinking about that. And as thoughts do, one thought led to another, and before long, I was traveling also, Tom, back in time, to a time when I was experiencing my own economic turmoil that struck our family. It was back in the early 80s. My husband and I were raising 5 children. He was working for AT&T as a market administrator, and their big divestiture time hit. Before long, his entire department was ended, and he was laid off. Well, he saw it as a sign from heaven that now he could pursue a dream that he had had forever, to go back to school to become an attorney. Oh, joy in the morning. What this meant to me was that as my husband would go back to school full-time, that put me in the position of being the family breadwinner of 7 people, all by myself. I was really now going to have to learn how to stretch our family dollars. There was one place that I felt very confident that I knew how to make that money stretch, and that I could probably save us a chunk of money, and that was in our food budget. You know how the saying goes that necessity is the mother of invention? Well, I soon uncovered over 100 ways to prepare and serve hamburger. I could do equal as many meals with zucchini from our garden, and I knew how to do about 100 of them from chicken also. So these musings led me to a light bulb moment. All of a sudden, I had the subject for today's speech. I want to let you know, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, that you can eat healthy and frugally on a tight budget. So what I'm going to do now is share with you a slice of my life where I am going to tell you how to make that chicken last. Yes, I could typically and very resourcefully take 1 chicken and have it feed our family of 7 for, do you know how many meals? Can you guess? Well, that's what I'm going to share with you. Meal number 1. It would usually be your standard meat and potatoes kind of meal. I would roast the chicken, I would slice it up, I would serve it to the family with mashed potatoes and gravy and a nice vegetable also on the side, like some green beans or asparagus or broccoli. And I always accompanied every dinner meal with a fresh salad. Voila, meal number 1. Now you might think, that sounds like a pretty good meal, but I don't know how she could make another meal out of that same chicken. Well, meal number 2, day number 2, I of course would save half of that chicken for the next meal. And I would take that chicken, I would slice up the meat and then cube it, toss it with some pre-cooked rice and some steamed broccoli, a can of Campbell's cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup, some type of creamy white soup, and I would mix that all together with some seasonings, and then I would grate some cheddar cheese on the top of all of it, put it into the oven, bake it till the entire thing was warm, serve it with perhaps some fresh tomatoes from the garden and some basil and a little bit of minced onion, and some olive oil and serve my family with their favorite broccoli, chicken, and rice casserole. Voila, meal number 2. Now you might think, 2 meals, good job. But I don't see how she could get another meal out of that chicken. Well, my friends, again, you will be wrong, because I could. Before I go into the details of that 3rd recipe, those of you who are parents might be thinking and guessing what kind of reaction my family might be having at this time. Well, what you would typically hear from my family would be, "Oh, Mom, not chicken again. It's like, this will make the 3rd night in a row. Please, we don't want any more chicken." To which I would very tenderly reply, of course, being considerate and loving of a mother as I was, and I would be thoughtfully and carefully considering what they were saying, and I would respond, "Shut up and eat the chicken or go to bed hungry, you little monsters. And if you don't like it, how about you get a job and help me feed these 7 mouths that we've got in our family?" Well, since neither my children nor my husband were big fans of work, I was able to settle that discussion very quickly and efficiently. So, for the 3rd meal, I would prepare a chicken soup from the carcass. Yes, there was always some chicken remaining on that soup, and I would give them that soup and they would love it. Voila, 3rd meal. So, there you go. I was able to serve 3 meals out of 1 chicken. I could make this chicken last. And as you've been able to see, you can feed your family healthy and frugally and on a tight budget.